Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And Supreme Power Homes, call them at 800-493-9002. Now for the news in details. Jamaica's Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has said by February 1st, Jamaica should be in a position to respond to the demands for COVID-19 testing, particularly from the United States. Mr. Bartlett said the task force set up to boost Jamaica's testing capacity has been working alongside the Ministries of Health and National Security. As of January 26, all airline passengers from international destinations will have to show proof of a negative COVID-19 test before boarding flights to the United States. The UK and Canada have similar measures in place. Mr. Bartlett said, with the requirements resulting in a further reduction in tourist arrivals for the winter season, the Tourism Ministry had to act quickly to respond positively to the demands. In addition, the minister said discussions are underway for efforts to set up and to end health insurance coverage for visitors. In the meantime, he said cruise ships are not expected to return to Jamaica before May. Jamaica's Minister of Finance and Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, is expected to table the third supplementary estimates for the 2020-2021 today when the House of Representatives resumes sitting. The 2020-2021 budget estimate of expenditure was approved in February last year, with expenditures set at $853.5 billion. However, by May, the government was forced to table its first supplementary budget, which slashed spending to $838.1 billion. The capital budget was slashed by 38% from $76.2 billion to $46.1 billion amid a projected 5.1% decline in GDP and an 18% decline in revenues. The primary surplus target was revised down to 3.5% and the debt ratio projected to increase by 98 of GDP. A secondary supplementary budget was passed in October, proposing an overall additional expenditure of $15.7 billion to generate total expenditure of $853.7 billion. Dr. Clark explained that the continued impact of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic had created the need for additional expenditure in areas such as health, social welfare, education, and the economy. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization (WHO) is expressing concern there could be delays for COVID-19 vaccine deliveries to countries like Jamaica under the COVID-19 Vaccine Global Access (COVAX) facility. COVAX is designed to provide countries with quick and equitable access to vaccines. Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus says richer countries hoarding the vaccines could affect deliveries expected to begin in April. He called for countries to collaborate to ensure vaccination of health workers and older people within the first 100 days of this year. He also urged richer countries to be transparent about their vaccine arrangements. The Director General said the world is on the brink of catastrophic moral failure because of the unequal distribution of the COVID-19 vaccines. In sports, the controversial issue regarding the number of delegates who vote at the Congress of the Jamaica Football Federation (JFF) is under review for change. This was announced by the president of the JFF, Michael Ricketts, at the annual general meeting held in St. Mary last Saturday. Discussions began with a FIFA representative who visited the island in 2020. Since then, FIFA has sent some proposals with a task force established by the board, and JFS has examined and given comments back to FIFA. This is a process that as the delegates and the broader football fraternity will be actively involved in as decision makers. There are a number of best practices that will be part of the process of the review. The change to reduce the delegates for over 130 to the existing 13 were made under former president, the late Captain Horace Burrell. Ricketts also said that the ongoing review and consultation involves term limits. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And Supreme Power Homes, call them at 800-493-9002. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. To have a good morning.